All right, what up, everybody? This is Jeremy from Escape Velocity Trading coming at you for another market bias update report for Sunday, December 15th. It is 6 p.m. The futures opened about 3 hours ago, and we are going to dive right in, starting with the recap from last week's trading. So, last week I could not get my timing right to save my life. I ended up taking a bunch of losses in the futures market that you can see here and ended up having a loss of 20,000 in the futures market, gained a little over 10,000 in the stock and option market. So you can see here the wins and losses that I had on the stocks and options that I traded, in addition to the futures trade. So the ending total was a loss of 10,341 and 50 cents with 11 wins and 9 losses. So, diving right in, let's go out and check out the charts here. Starting off with the S&P 500 for the week ahead, I had been saying that I was expecting the bears to come in and drive price down to the 50-period moving average. We did not see that happen. We had the indicators that I track rolling over, and then today on the futures open, we gapped up. So, interesting spot that we are looking at. Part of this gap up here isn't a true gap. It is due to the actual contract itself. So in futures market, the contracts roll over at specific times. So if I put in ES Z24, which was the previous contract, and we look at that, you can see this is where the price actually is in relation to the other trading from last week ending on Friday. So it hasn't actually gapped up, but the new contract is pricing in a higher premium. So we are going to do our analysis from the new ones moving forward because after this Friday, that is going to be the only one that is trading. So looking at the S&P, moving higher, cleared out our all-time high, setting a new all-time high now. Honestly, when things are pushing all-time highs, you got to be bullish, but I am skeptical of the movement, so I am only going to be playing slightly in this area of the market until I see a little bit more of a reset. Going out to the Nasdaq, basically the exact same thing, rinse and repeat. This didn't actually gap. Again, it is due to contract rollover. We are pushing to new all-time highs. We are very overextended on the RSI, but our MACD has curled up once again where it was threatening to baseline and roll over. It is now signaling more momentum. So we should assume that we are going to get higher prices to come towards this week. This is the last trading week, the last full trading week of 2024. So be mindful of that. Anything that you need to be doing to lock in gains or adjust for losses going into the end of the year for tax purposes, it is time to start thinking about that and put a game plan together if you need to. Going out to the Russell. Russell's still underneath its moving averages here. It has dropped off significantly on the RSI. Its MACD is crossing slightly into bearish territory. So this is a stay away until we get at least back above 2,400 above its moving averages. Going out to Dow Jones, we are getting confirmation here from potential of a a bullish retracement. RSI is in bearish territory. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to bite at this. We just got some orders filled here. And the MACD is rolling over with momentum signaling to the downside. So any positions that you might take in the Dow Jones this week, just make sure that you have tight stop losses, stopping underneath the pivot low, targeting up to T1 would be the previous highs, and then T2 would probably be this rising diagonal. Going out to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is breaking out of its consolidation here with a little bit of momentum. So excited to see where it goes. Honestly, you have to call this confirmation. So good to see Bitcoin starting to try to make its next leg. Going out to Ethereum, had a bullish retracement down into the 20. It is now signaling higher prices potentially to come. Going out to gold, it is just chop and neutral. I am starting to think about covering gold positions with covered calls, so going to be debating on that this week, but that might be a possible play. And then going out to silver, it is struggling, and the sell-off continues here from the strength in the US dollar. Going out to copper, nothing really to see under its moving averages. Not really interested in this bullishly until we break back above 433. For Palladium, similar, not really interested in this until we get back above 1050. Platinum would be more interested actually in this to the downside, looking for a break of this diagonal support zone and then targeting back down to 900. So a little quick pop there. Other than that, it has a lot of work to do for upside potential. There's nothing there currently in the chart. Going out to crude light is finally starting to form up a little bit. The daily chart actually looks good and like this breakout might continue. If we drop this to a weekly chart, however, and zoom in a little bit here, you can see that we are just still struggling with a lot of overhead resistance. So I'm not super interested in it in other capacities other than maybe potentially a day trade. And then finally, going out to natural gas, potential double top right here. So not super interested in that. My guess is if anything, we probably see this roll over, but I'm not interested in playing it. So last but not least, going out to our heat map, 1 week performance here that we were looking at for last week, and you can see that the S&P and the Nasdaq were really held up by three companies: Tesla, Google, and Avgo. Other than that, it was a lot of selling, a lot of pressure in the market that these three companies are holding up, and that is going to continue my thoughts that we are due for a pullback here in the market. Going out to Forex Factory, looking at the week ahead, we have a ton of economic data coming out every single day this week. So just know that in the early hours of trading for most of these, and then the federal funds rate at 11 a.m. on December 18th, we are going to have the federal funds rate announcement and then a statement from the press conference at 11:30. So that'll be very important. And then finally, going out to look at our probabilities for target rates for the federal fund rate, it is expected that we are going to have a 25 basis point cut from our current level. So with that, guys, trade safe. As always, let me know if you have any questions and hit me up in the comments. Talk to you soon. Bye.